So, we mentioned how this episode was leaked online. Well, let's just say we lads have had issues with people who leak stuff. That's putting it lightly.
This has happened to us a lot more often this season, I feel like.
Yeah, leaks have been everywhere. It's gotten to a point it is now flooding our screens at the moment. There's more leaks than there is water in the world at this point.
And I really don't like that vegetable.
Okay.
Alright.
I was wondering when I could work that in.
I want to address this. A lot of times when it comes to leak, it's not directly Death Battle's fault. Or is it really anyone at YouTube's?
Yeah.
Honestly. Like this last leak with Black Adam, that was because of an automated TuneCore.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was basically just a malfunction with a bot, I guess.
As for other leaks that have happened before, it's usually because people get this info and then spread it.
Yeah.
And I just have to ask, what the fuck's the point?
Yeah.
Why would you say this stuff?
Okay, I'm not going to be completely, blind to this. Sometimes people just want to leak stuff to either be that voice in the room, like, oh my god, I know something that's happening. It's the internet, people. Leaks happen more often than we like to admit it. That's why I always think if you're going to get into something, like either be a game, movie, TV show, don't look online about anything about that aside a trailer, but don't read the comments. Because, similar to a Death Battle case, when The Last of Us 2 was coming out, I only just recently finished the first game, and I was like, oh, I'm looking forward to the second one. But then one of my friends was telling me, stick offline, because a character's story in that, or the end to their story, got leaked online. It was full-on cutscene and everything. And...
I want to... Go ahead, Bill.
Yeah,
pull something out of my notes.
Yeah, Death Battle. It's not just Death Battle itself. Well, actually, no. I guess it is Death Battle again, the topic. But even the outcomes have been leaked before. In a similar case, Wonder Woman versus She-Ra, that fight got leaked, as in like who won and everything like that. So,
there's definitely different kinds of leaks. Sure.
And yeah, it's really unfortunate. Luckily, I managed to avoid the Wonder Woman vs. She-Ra spoilers. So
I've never heard that.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, I only just recently learned about it this year when I was looking up like Death Battle leaks. And of course, there is that infamous, famous leak that had not only that episode in it, but all manner of popular episodes. Mate, you're familiar with that, aren't you?
Yeah, I'm familiar because people have pointed out that, yeah, it was from Liam and Max. It wasn't them leaking it, obviously, but it just had a conversation between them.
Yeah, wasn't it also Max Few Trades in the screenshot that had those fights? You could see Max's original icon and profile picture at that time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's definitely different kinds of leaks, but I want to address a couple things. A leak and a coincidence are definitely two separate things. I've had people say I got the season finale right of last season. That was a coincidence. I literally took that because I asked someone, hey, what's a random Death Battle idea that could be a season finale? They gave me Popeye Saitama. That's why it was in the video.
Yeah,
Then there's times where the track spoils the outcome.
Like Jack versus Afro.
That's the biggest one, for example.
I don't consider that a leak, though. They thought they'll just upload
No, that's
that.
a spoiler.
Yeah.
That's what is a spoiler. It becomes a leak when people spread word about it. So it is not necessarily the team's fault. It is mostly the fault of people who see this thing and they just want to talk about it and it spreads everywhere.
I mean, the other thing as well, it's no, this was actually pretty, a famous rumor that was coming about. Do you guys know about Cartoon Fight Club? Now, I will say, I will be clear about this, people, so, take this with a grain of salt. There was rumors going about that they had a mole in Death Battle. Now, I don't really believe this story now. Back then, I did believe it because there was conveniently a lot of episodes that Cartoon Fight Club were doing the same year Death Battle were doing them. So...
Wait, wasn't Hulk vs. Doomsday one of them?
Hulk vs. Doomsday, Spyro vs. Crash Bandicoot, what other ones were there? I can't remember all of them off by heart. I haven't watched Cartoon Fight Club in years. I don't know if they're still about or if they've moved on to something else. But yeah, now, do I believe it now? Not really, because those were really popular debates and everything like that. Do I believe it could be possible? Honestly, yeah, because a lot of people who work for Death Battle now originally started off working on different version shows, one of them being Cartoon Fight Club. Now, you could either take that in two ways. Were they a mole? No, it could have just been like, oh yeah, I'm working on Death Battle now, I'm doing this one fight between Batman versus Black Panther. And, you know, something like that just happens to come out on the channel. They'd be like, oh, we should probably do that, you know, to get those views. But again, these are only rumours I was hearing on Discord, WikiLeaks. And obviously, being me, I was very gullible back then. You know, I was still in secondary school. You know, I believed that, and I was going like, "Oh my god, we're getting Spyro vs. Crash next, and Hulk vs. Doomsday. Damn, can't think I've got a mole." You know, I was like, I was one of those people that was so easily fooled by things online. Now these days, I'm much more careful when I hear about a leak. But that was a pretty famous one. I was even seeing it online, even tweets and stuff like that. And funny enough, a lot of those tweets from those people have been deleted. I actually tried to find them for this video, but a lot of those tweets have been deleted.
This is the first time I'm hearing this story in general.
Really? This was actually a pretty famous Death Battle story. And again, this is more so in the fandom. This wasn't like Death Battle being like, no, we don't have a mole or anything like that. Because, like, this is a pretty, like, random story that came out. And the moment people started talking about it in the fandom, a lot of the Cartoon Fight Club's episodes started to go in a bit more their own matchups. So maybe they were worried that, it looked like they were copying Death Battle. But I don't think they really care too much if another Versus show does a fight similar to them. Shauna may have been spoiled on certain fights. Well, Shauna, have you seen any like leaked episodes from like last season or seasons before?
No. I wasn't even aware that Adam... Here's the funny thing. I was talking about this with Kier last night in the Robustcast server. I was asking people how many of y'all actually were able to avoid the leak. And I realized I actually was able to avoid the leak mostly because of my real-life job.
Oh. The moment slave labor saves the world. Or saves Sean.
Everyone's like, oh my god, I've been spoiled. What happened? Sean, it's just that we're going. So anyway, we had one of our prep ships named a Lobster Bean.
But, yeah, mate, didn't you say in a previous episode of Lads that you got spoiled on Korra versus Storm? Like, you knew that beforehand.
I mean, well, it wasn't so much known beforehand, but, like, in hindsight, I was able to put two and two together.
Oh, yeah, Steve the
Same with Batman Iron Man. However, I have been spoiled, like, directly the Blake versus Mikasa was happening.
That's just
I think it was
why leaks just suck.
I think it was like around I want to say Batgirl Spider-Gwen was coming out.
Oh my god, that was even way longer than I thought.
Yeah, and
bloody hell. Yeah, I think this goes into the case of what we think about leaks. It's just like, leaks suck. You don't want it in your house, and you don't want it online.
By the way, I actually brought up to this individual that did leak it that I don't like them doing that. I would ask them not to. They said they didn't really see what was wrong with them doing it.
Oh, that is a shitty attitude.
Maybe even worse.
Yeah, that is a shitty attitude to have. Okay, I think at some point that meme was going to come into fruition, Sean. I'll put that in the Death Battle. Okay, yeah, do you know what? Before we move on to like more leak stories that we know of, let's actually talk about that mindset. Because, okay, I know we've already called out his name Purple Demon. he did feel bad after a while, because Black Adam's one of my favourite characters, and I was really excited to see if it would fight Apocalypse, or maybe it'll throw in a bone and, be a different type of matchup. Demon apologised for it, because he was like, alright, that was a dick move. I was just very curious to see if I would get copyrighted for it. Stop with the leak jokes, guys! Jesus!
It's only been 2!
Oh my god.
Hey, to be fair, we have to suffer through your constant Bantha memes.
Do you know what? That's... Okay, I will say this much. When was the last time I've done a Bantha joke?
Literally the last session.
No! We didn't! Did we? Future Bill, check there and correct myself if that's the case.
Do you know the difference between you and I? Power!
Well, I think the difference is... Bantha!
What the fuck?
Alright, but okay.
But
Yeah, so...
even then...
Yeah, so Purple Demon, he was a bit smug about it at first. He was all like, I just wanted to see if I'd get in trouble. It did, sadly for him, I think he got a copyright strike, so hopefully his channel's okay. He was, he wasn't being like douchey or anything like that. I swear to God, if this is another leak thing...
Oh, it's not.
Okay then. Okay then.
I just made it easy for you to find it in editing.
Alright then. So, yeah, but Purple Demon felt bad, he was upset that, I got spoiled. He's a nice guy. I do respect that man. But Steve the Elephant, as your anime said, yeah, that mindset of just spoiling things, it's just such a douche thing. Because, like, even if you were to take out the concept of, like, upcoming death battles, imagine that sort of persona when watching a film. Well, okay, I think we can joke about this now. Imagine watching Infinity War and just being like, oh yeah, Vision dies. It's like, okay, that ruins the suspense.
Actually, something like that happened when me and my brother went to see it.
Oof.
We were meeting each other at the theatre, and he told me as he was walking in, he got spoiled on something.
Oh, damn.
Now he told me after we saw the movie, when he walked in, he just heard some kids talking about it, and one loudly goes, I'm glad Captain America didn't die.
Oh, God. Okay, well, that's not as bad as, like, telling you, because I can imagine how annoying. You said you got told this matchup before Spider-Gwen versus Batgirl. So, when they teased the Attack on Titan character, I can imagine, because me and Sean never really grasped it about this, but yeah, I can just imagine the annoyance you must have felt, because at the same time...
I was really just hyped that Attack on Titan was like getting teased, and I think my overwhelmed just like excitement for the possibility of that matchup, and later on just excitement for that matchup, kind of overshadowed that.
Right, okay then. Yeah, but this is why we wanted to talk about leaks, especially given the fact how much has been leaked of Death Battle already this year. Because apparently there were some leaks last year, like Blake versus Mikasa.
Yeah, I know about a couple other examples. So another way that episodes get leaked is just people saying, oh, here's the voice acting roles they're looking for. And about midway through season 7, I believe it, Sanji versus Rock Lee got leaked, along with Saberwolf versus John Talbane.
Yes.
The 7 Battle Royale, and the fact that Caboose was going to be in an episode.
How the fuck did I manage to avoid all this?
I know, man. Like, gee, you have the luck of the Irish, a rabbit's foot, and somewhere a unicorn peed on you. That's an image. I'm sorry I put that in your heads, people.
There was another leak like this year that I heard about.
Okay, is this...
And Black Adam versus Apocalypse was on there.
Yeah, so again, fights got leaked, and that was one of them. That is unfortunate. Like, and
there is one on there I'm looking forward to.
Fair enough.
Assuming it is happening.
Yeah, so, okay, but why are we talking about leaks for a third topic, people? We're not going to make a difference. There's still going to be someone out there who leaks an episode. Probably Steve the Elephant that we've kind of been talking about. Do you remember when he was just a joke? Now we just use him to shit on people.
Yeah, thanks, Steve. You're a giant dick, just
No.
like your trunk.
That's canon now. That's not a trunk. That's his dick. he's
God.
he's a literal dickhead. Mate, thank you for making that terrible joke all those years that year, because Steve the Elephant's just that great excuse to trash people without naming them.
Keep the elephant merch in the description.
Listen, okay, if I end up getting popular enough I can make merchandise, I will sell Steve the Elephant plushies. With original design. Alright, but yeah, so why are we talking about leaks in particular? We're not going to make a difference, there's still going to be leaks. But we're hoping people, like, if you do end up being unfortunate to get hit with a leak, or, you know, one of your friends is a bit of a spoiler person, try and convince them not to spoil things for you. Like, here's the thing, if you're friends with someone at Death Battle and they accidentally spoil things, you know what, it's no biggie. One of the things we always like to be, though, don't be that person that uses that as like a bragging right, like, oh, I know who Peanut Butter Jeffrey is fighting in the next episode. It's like, it doesn't do anything for you. It doesn't make, especially people like me, Sean, and Mate, we don't really want to be spoiling these things. Like, if one of my friends was working on a Marvel film, I would tell them, right, tell me nothing about what's going on behind the scenes.
Yeah, like, and you know what? A good example of that. Sorry, I thought I felt a burp coming.
I could hear
So
it.
I've been friends with Max a few trades for a while, even back when he was still on the research team. Yeah, he never told me, oh yeah, this episode is happening.
Yeah.
Because, one, never asked him to. Two, he didn't want to take a stupid risk and get in trouble.
Seriously, Death Battle, you let go of a good man. Just saying. You let go of a good man who has a gorgeous beard. I am very jealous of it.
I always assume it's stuff out of their control when it comes to letting people go.
I'm assuming so, especially with what's going on with Warner Bros. And Discovery at the moment. Poof, I'm surprised Death Battle has been hit yet.
I'm trying not to think about that.
Yeah, I'm kind of in that boat.
Back to the point. Yeah, Max hasn't really ever directly leaked an episode to you. He's given hints to you, but I feel like hints and leaks are two separate things.
Yeah. Now, okay, we should also be clear though. If you are one of those people that talks about behind the scenes with your friends, you know,
I wouldn't even say hints.
Didn't you say they were like riddles?
Yeah, well, I mean, back in the day, I think Lousy Tactician did that too.
That was a lousy attitude to have. Not really, that's funny.
Riddle me this, mate. What two car tools will be fighting for Max soon? Stuff like that.
Yeah. I still remember, like, Lousy's riddles. There was, what has been shown is not all there is to find. Marvel at those who were once maligned. Look to the eye, and it will open your mind.
My first thought is Madara versus Aizen.
Honestly, that'd be a good guess.
Funny enough, like, when he originally posted that, this was years ago, by the way, he realized it worked so much better for a different episode than the one he was intending. And no, he went into it knowing, like, even when you hear it, it won't be an, oh, I get it moment. It will be, wait, that's what it was for?
Oh, that's great.
Good old Lousy. He may be a lousy tactician, but he's great with riddles.
Yeah, like, people thought, oh, is it for Doctor Strange versus Dr. Fate? Is it for Beast versus Goliath? No, it was for Wolverine versus Raiden.
That's a head scratcher, to say the least.
Yeah, that was kind of the point. There was also, what was the other one? It was, I think it went something like, this fight will have those who consider it Raleigh, but mind your squally. Oh wait, no, it was those who consider it squally. One will fight Raleigh, and I'm quite excited for this volley.
That just sounds stupid.
That was
Raleigh versus
Ganon.
Bath versus Ganon.
Because Dead Man's volley, like you have with Ganon.
That was stupid. Stupid, I say. Anyway,
But yeah, those kind of things I don't think are leaks. That's just the researchers and Death Battle team just having fun, trying to start a conversation to see if people get the episode from that.
Yeah, and I mean, the Death Battle crew have like hinted at episodes before. Like, I think they've posted like out of context images, like a tile with a Mario star on it, or like what looks like Harry Potter's face.
Yeah, there was also when Bowser versus Ganon, or at least when Bowser was revealed, I think it was either Ben or Chad tweeted showing the Zelda encyclopedia, so it got people thinking it's got to be Bowser versus Ganon.
If I remember right, that wasn't actually like officially revealed until Bowser's analysis preview came out.
I think I didn't see the pre-analysis, but yeah, I did see that book. And that made me think, oh, it's got to be Bowser versus Ganon.
You know what? My favorite way that Ben did one of those. So back when Amy was revealed, he posted an image that looked like some wood. And it looked like Sakura wood. So people thought, oh, it's got to be Sakura from Naruto, right? But then when they revealed it was Ramona Flowers, he revealed that image was actually a really close-up view of Scott Pilgrim books, like from the side.
Oh wow, I never saw that. That's good. That's a good tease. So stuff like that, I don't think that really count as a leak. But and here's the thing as well, like I'm not. But like saying, like hearing something from someone behind the scenes and then just spreading that's a leak. Yeah. Right. And I want to be clear about this, like, you know, I'm sure the people on behind the scenes of Death Battle, and, you know, we don't know who is leaking it, to be clear. But, you know, they're probably, like, just chatting with their friends who are, like, Death Battle fans, and, you know, it might just get revealed. I'm certain they're probably like, please don't say this episode's coming out. But people like Steve the Elephant or other people, because, let's be real here, Steve's not the only elephant that likes to toot his trunk.
Yeah, honestly, like, the clues are there, you can put two and two together is all I'll say.
Yeah. And at the same time, though, I don't think that people need to, like, dance around, you know, saying, like, ooh, I wonder what this episode could be. So if you know what it is, you know, just do what Max did when he worked at Death Battle. Like, he knew what it was, and he was just like, yeah, you'll see soon. So... I
will say, I love that moment when he was talking about Ratchet and Clank. It's just like, I played every Ratchet and Clank game and every... I'm editing that out. You know what? I'll see you next time for their possible opponents. Thank you, goodbye.
That's a classic Max moment. Yeah, so the reason we wanted to talk about leaks, one, it was just happening so much this year, and for people like us, we just don't really enjoy being told about death battles. Like, leaks aren't the worst thing in the world. Trust me, with everything going on in Ukraine at the moment, there are things to get angry about, people.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, leaks don't anger me. They disappoint me and just, you know, it makes the hype die for me a lot of times. Like, when all those leaks were coming out about The Last of Us Part 2, how Joel wasn't going to be a playable character and stuff like that. The reason why it did bug me, and I will admit my hype did die down a bit when I finally looked into why people didn't like these leaks. But I still enjoyed the game myself, and even though I was spoiled about Apocalypse versus Black Adam, I'm still hyped to see Black Adam and learn a bit more about Apocalypse, because, let's be real here, the person I did the 60 seconds with was a bit mediocre with the explanations.
Hey, I'm just glad I did good with winging it.
Yeah. I will admit, I am a big fan of wings, and I will say you did some decent winging there. That just sounds really dirty. I'm going to stop right there. But
I mean, this coming from the guy who said he wanted to get pegged by Harley Quinn.
there's no... I don't think that happened. There's no evidence of that. But yeah, so leaks are annoying. They don't ruin our enjoyment of the show. If we had that friend...
I mean, one kind of has for me.
Okay, well, aside your only mate, you know, we've all had, you know, if we had that friend who told us every episode that was coming on season, that would annoy us, and I'll be honest, I probably would block them.
Honestly, I would want to talk to them less.
Yeah, it's like, especially considering we do a podcast literally about Death Battle, like that would make it worse.
Yeah,
and considering I do reactions.
Yeah, you know, and
it especially sucks for people who make Death Battle content at the end of the day, because like you want them to be 100% genuine, whether it be seeing who's next for the first time, hearing about a matchup for the first time, and what have you. But then you leak everything to them, they're gonna get a shitty video.
Yeah, I mean, it's... I've watched a few reaction channels where you could tell they were faking it. They watched the episode. Like, it's very obvious to see when people's already seen the episode and they either over-exaggerate it or there's not enough emotion in their reaction. And I've stopped watching those reactions, especially when I've heard some of them are pretty bad people. Probably not the ones you guys are thinking of, just to be clear. Leaks, they're pretty annoying, and I feel like we had to address why we don't like leaks, and you know why we just want to go into Death Battle excited, because leaks can sometimes just burn out that hype for the episode. This is us. Maybe you guys like to be told about what episodes are coming out, and you want to be excited for it. Just leave us out of it. That's all we're saying. You know, especially as mate brought up, he's told one of his mates that he doesn't like to know about episodes, and if you feel like that's not a problem, fuck off. to put it politely, fuck off.
Steve, go in that corner and wait for your death. Go on. Hey.
John, I think it's your turn. Do you want to quickly dispose of him?
We agree that mate can do it.
Okay, man, I think that was a little bit overkill, I'm not gonna lie.
Is what it is.
That's just become one of the phrases on this channel where it is what it is. Well, I'll love if someone did a dedication to find out how many times this season we've said it is what it is.
That's the neat part. They won't.
Nah, people don't waste your time on that. You never know, there might be one person who's like, I will do that. Also, count how many times we've killed Steve the Elephant. I'm pretty sure we're in the double digits by now.
You know what? Watch. Someone will finally, like they'll spend so much time on it. They'll finally have the number. Next episode comes out, we kill him a few more times, and like, motherfucker.
Alright, but I think we've all said our piece about what we think about leaked episodes. I don't think there's anything else we can really cover aside. They're shitty, and the people who enjoy doing it are just shitty people.
Yeah, and honestly, I might come across as this might sound a bit negative, but to me, the people who just like spreading it really comes across as it's one of the only ways they can sound interesting, or they just want attention.
Yeah, I can get what you're saying there. We've known a few people that are like that, and I want to make this clear. We don't think Purple Demon's like that, and we don't think everyone's like that. But I've always been able to say everyone has something interesting about them. But you don't need to leak an episode or act like you know what the next time is to seem important. Max View Trades never did that when he did his reactions to Death Battles when he was a crew member. He
did brag about knowing a few episodes in advance, but
yeah, but it wasn't like an in-your-face thing. And he didn't spoil it and enjoy it.
Yeah,
like Steve.
Nah.
Rest in peace until the next episode. Rest in peace. Until no longer. That summarizes Steve's existence on this channel. Do you guys have any final points to add, or do you think we're done?
I got nothing.
I think we're done.
Yes. So, yes, people, that was Lads Discuss Death Battle. We are back. Death Battle's back. And my back is feeling sweaty on my new chair. By the way, I've got a new chair now.
Nice.
It's a gaming chair. I can sit comfortably.
Make sure you cherish it.
Nice. And I'm just gonna sit on this chair like a pimp. Or like a bantha.
Ah, damn it!